Hello and welcome. My name is Stephanie Calderon with Workforce Solutions Capital Area. I am a career and education outreach specialist, and you are joining us for our career video series that we have partnered with Workforce Solutions Capital Area and Formaspace to give you an insight on some in-demand industries so that way you can talk to a professional about their career, a little bit about opportunities as well as growth. We have a guest speaker with us that I'll be asking some interview questions that you guys will learn a lot about. I'll go ahead and allow you to introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Michelle Walty. I am the HR manager for Formaspace, and I am here to help you learn everything you need to know to work for our company. I forgot what else you asked me. I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay. You talked about your journey and just a little bit about, I guess you're HR manager, so you do everything from recruiting to benefits and everything else.
Yeah, I am a full service HR provider. So it's all the way from your first day of work to your last day of work. In addition to recruiting and benefits, we work on employee training, culture development, anything, manager coaching, anything that can help make the workplace a more effective and efficient place to work.
Well, my name is Lisa Hasty. I'm a career and technology educator at Del Valley Opportunity Center, and I've been doing this job for about 3 years. Before that, I was in the industry of, just in the corporate sort of, go of that. So, but now I really enjoy teaching and helping educate the people as to what to expect in the business world as they're about to introduce themselves into that field.
Michelle, could you tell me a little bit about your typical workday and what your main responsibilities are?
So my typical day is focusing on the employees and their needs. So it could be as simple as helping someone update their checking account information to coaching them on an issue that they might be having with one of their coworkers. So I'm a full service operator, and my goal is to really make sure that employees have an enjoyable work life and do their jobs to the best of their abilities, but have all the tools necessary to do that. So if they're having issues, there's things that they need help with, my job is to fill in and figure out what needs to be done, and maybe have someone else maybe send them to someone else who can help them with their issue that I possibly can't.
Oh, well, that's nice. How does your work hours look like? Is that something that's 8 to 5, or you kind of?
Yeah, I tend to be early. I like to be early. So I do a 7 to 4, 7:30 to 4:30. But with any HR job, I find that you're available more than just 8 hours a day. So I've had people talking to me at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I've had people calling me at 5 o'clock in the morning or emailing me. So it's usually based upon the employee needs.
Okay, kind of the situation, making yourself available. And since you're a manager, is that something that you have to have being on call, or is that a typical HR role?
That's a typical HR role.
Okay, awesome. So I'll go ahead and move on to the next question. How long have you been employed with Formaspace?
I have been with Formaspace a whole year last week. So,
awesome. Congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you very much. It's very exciting. It's a great place to work.
Oh, good. And in the HR field, how long have you been working in the HR field?
I have been in the HR field for over 15 years.
Wow, that's credible. Well, they're lucky to have you with that type of work background and experience. Good. What type of education and training is required for your role being an HR manager?
For an HR manager, you actually should most likely have a 4-year degree. In addition to that, I have human resources certifications. I have a professional human resource certification. I have a SHRM certified professional certification. In addition to that, I am a mediator. And currently, I'm also enrolled in a master's program for psychology.
Wow, you just keep surprising me. That's fantastic. Awesome. I love the fact that you're a mediator, because I feel like that's such a big role with HR when it comes to conflicts with an employee and another. Like, to have that type of person being a professional mediator, that's awesome. Very cool.
It's been very beneficial in the workforce. It's a great way to kind of sit down people and get them to focus on the issue and not the personality.
There you go. Well said. Well said. What type of, you said academically you need a 4-year degree or some type of major with certifications. What are the type of technical skills would you say somebody needs to be in the HR field?
You definitely need to have technology in IT and computer related software. Almost any organization has an HRIS, which is a human resource information system software program, and you need to be comfortable with utilizing that. In addition to that, I would encourage you to have some public speaking experience. You will do a lot of training with employees, and so you need to be comfortable getting up in front of crowds and talking to them. And finally, I would really encourage you to have emotional intelligence training, which is learning who you are as an individual. You can learn about your leadership skills. You can learn about your approach, your personality, and you can kind of learn where your weaknesses are and find tools to help you work around your weaknesses and to exemplify your strengths.
Awesome. So that way you don't allow it to be a barrier. You continue to work at it and overcome it.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good advice. Awesome. What would you suggest a teacher to talk to students about having in order to pursue a career in HR? Something that they can teach in classroom.
The two major things that I would focus on is dependability. You have to be dependable. You have to show up even when nobody else is showing up. That really is a major focus for this position. It's very difficult to do HR if you're not in front of employees because your whole role is human resources. So it's interacting with people. And the other thing you really need to have is integrity. So you need to do what you say you're going to do. You need to be the person who you tell them you are. You have to be able to keep people's secrets. And that's really hard sometimes when it's a really big secret. So you have to have that integrity so people know that they can trust you and talk to you and tell you their secrets, and it won't go beyond your discussion with them.
Awesome. So I'm hearing soft skills, soft skills, soft skills. Big
Yes.
time. Okay, awesome. What would you recommend that teachers do in the classroom, such as an exercise or materials to help students in the classroom prepare for this type of role?
Yeah, emotional intelligence training. It's the best thing that you can do. I think people we all are very bad about knowing who we really are or owning our own behaviors. And by learning who you really are and what your behaviors are, you really can prevent yourself a lot of hardship down the line.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Did you ever have public speaking too?
I did.
Wow. You have all the sayings. That's amazing. Great advice. And what are the positive aspects of your job?
Yeah, you get a lot of personal growth and encouragement by helping others. What I find is very rewarding when you see two employees who have been fighting for years and they're finally able to talk to each other, or someone who is frustrated and feels like they're not being recognized, getting a promotion. I really think it's just seeing the employees being able to grow and develop as individuals is very rewarding.
Good. Yes. Wow. That's just like your little babies, finally flourishing and stuff. You're like, I'm so proud of you. And you helped them reach that point. So I'm sure you're a rock star to them as well. Michelle, what is something outstanding that someone has done during an interview?
Outstanding. I'm trying to think. Some of the best interviews that I've had have been people who really understand your company. The one thing that employees don't realize, I think sometimes, is that we want you to work for us. And it's not to get a job. We want you to come to our company because our company excites you. There's something about our business that you're really intrigued in. There's something about our product that you love. There's something about, I've heard your reputation and I think you guys are amazing. We want you to show us how much you want to work for us. Not that you want a job, but that you want to work for us. And so employees who really know our business, who come in and say, oh yeah, I looked at this and I saw this and I was doing some research and this is what I'm really excited about. Those to me are probably the best interviews that you can have.
Excellent. No, that I have had some people come back to me and say, that they did ask me if they went to our website or something, and they did not, or because they're just looking for a job, but that's good for people to stay there. Yeah. So, how has COVID-19 changed your business?
Well, we've been very fortunate. I'm not sure if you realize, several months or a couple months ago, GM made these ventilators, and it was all over the news how great it was, how quickly they built all these ventilators. What people don't realize is when you see the video, if you look, they're working at these workstations. Well, we built all of those workstations that they use to make those ventilators within 3 days. And so we've been very fortunate in that anyone who's become an essential business, we've been able to support them. And so we haven't been affected financially like other companies. Now, behavior wise, we've changed a lot. We are very focused on keeping areas clean. All of our employees wear masks. We we rotate who takes lunch when, who takes breaks when. We make sure everybody stays 6 feet apart. In addition, we sent half of our employees home. Those who cannot work in the facility are working from home. And then those who are in the production line do work from production, but we rearranged the workspaces so people are not within 6 feet of each other.
Do you see that this is like a continuing thing that you're going to pick up, or do you see it as, things are kind of go back to business as usual, or,
I don't see a lot of businesses being able to go back to business as usual. I see it being a long-term change in the way business is done. In addition to that, I think that employers are finding now that there are employees who can work off-site and who can be very productive off-site. And not everybody can, but for those who can, I think employers are going to start offering more opportunities for employees to work off-site. It's just a change in mindset. And once you've done something for years and years and years in the same path and the same method, you don't realize it can be done differently until somebody does it differently. And so now that things are done differently, I think we're going to find that employers are going to come up with some really interesting, creative ways to offer alternative work spaces.
Well, what drew you to Formaspace? I know you kind of touched on some of the things that you look for when interviewing somebody, but what drew you to Formaspace as a company?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It's really close to my house. So that was a wonderful thing for me. It cut my commute from 2 hours a day to 30 minutes a day.
Oh, yes.
That was the original. But honestly, once I found out what the company did, that's what kept me interested in applying. So really it was finding out what the company did. And it's a different industry for me. My work history has been in nonprofits and governmental, and it is a private company. And so it was an opportunity to learn some new skill sets for a different type of employer.
That's an excellent trait. So sometimes, the career, the path that you come to, or that you arrived, you kind of didn't set out to start in the beginning.
Well, no, and I'm one of those believers that everybody should have probably more than one career. We all have different interests, and as we grow, our focuses can change in life, our needs can change in life. I actually started my career in the legal industry as a paralegal, and I did not get into HR until about 15 years ago. And I already had my plans for my third career. So I believe in growth and learning and taking on the adventures that I think are interesting.
Yes, that is actually. What sort of career paths are you looking to hire into, and what sort of if you possibly like doing puzzles or something, you may like construction or things like that.
Actually, in our production facility, people who like to work on cars, people who like to build things in their house, do home improvement, people who are gadgety, they want to work on electrical things, all those types of hobbies and experiences really work well with our company on our production side of our company. We also have what we call inside sales. So anyone who's interested in selling, but in a way that you don't have to go out to the door-to-door sales. It's more of inside sales. That's always good for us. And people who work really well are people who are task-oriented. If you like to get your task done and get it done, check the check off the box. Those are people who really function well in our company because we are task focused. We have one project to the next project to the next project, and where you get your reward is when you complete that task and you go on to the next one.
Michelle, what do you look for in a potential employee?
And for what we look for in potential employees is for individuals who are dedicated and diligent and have integrity. But we also have what we call our values, and our values include things like taking responsibility for your decisions and for having and for working as part of a team. Those things are all important to us. And so we look for people who are focused outside themselves and realize that there's more to the work-life environment than just what you can get out of it.
Yes, definitely. I wholeheartedly agree with a lot of things that you're saying, as far as, like my experience as well. You're hitting on some very good subjects that I think are very important for our students to acknowledge that these are facts of life, and you're going to be kind of coming up into these things. Stephanie, would you like to add anything, or?
No, those are the questions that I had. She did answer the last one of what they're looking for. What I see a lot of what she's saying is hardcore soft skills on top of education and the certification that you need as a minimum requirement for that field and that job. So I hope this helps out with students who are watching, just simply because they hear it all the time from their teachers and their parents, like, you have to have good communication, you have to be a good team, player, you have to be a leader at the same time, and you have to learn how to, work on yourself and take constructive criticism and not see it as more as a just, oh, they're attacking me. Like, no, we're teaching you this so you can be better. Thank us for pointing this out and not, shame us for bringing it up to you. So this is nice hearing, Michelle talk about it, saying this is what Formaspace is looking for, because it validates what the teachers and the parents are saying to the students already. So thank you so much for that.
Yes, and it does help to have somebody, that is still in the work field saying these things, because it does kind of fall a little bit on deaf ears, a little bit that we say, like, be to work on time, be try to find something that you like and angle it that way, or have eye contact. That I've heard a lot of people say that about the generation coming up, is they don't have a lot of eye contact, or that. But thank you so much.
And in the production field, in the production field, you really don't need to worry about that. But what you do need to be more savvy with is, I find a lot of our production workers lack computer skills. And it's not because they're using computer skills in their job, but in all of the programs we provide them, they're computer provided. So when you onboard an employee, it's through the computer. When we give you training, it's through the computer. When you're entering your time cards in the time system, it's through the computer. And so they don't think they're going to need those skills, but those are really important skills to have, even for a production worker. Basic keyboarding, basic computer skills, as well as that, the dependability, because that's where most of the production workers are not successful, because they're not dependable.
Agreed. Perfect. Awesome. Is there anything that you would like us to ask in addition to the questions? Something that you want the students to know, or think that the teachers could benefit from?
Really? Oh, good. Go ahead.
Okay. I do want to tell people that it's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. And even in your work life, you're going to make mistakes. The most important thing you can do when you make a mistake is to own it, and to find a way to correct the mistake and prevent it from happening again. And you don't think of making a mistake as being bad, but think of making a mistake as an opportunity to grow and learn and to become a better person.
Good. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much, Michelle, for your time. And Lisa, thank you so much for being and volunteering your time to interview this employer and ask her those questions. I feel like our viewers are definitely going to take a lot from this video. And I wanted to let the viewers know that if you have any questions or want to reach out, feel more than welcome to at jessica.garay at wfscapitalarea.com, or you can reach out to leslie.puckett at workforcesolutionscapitalarea.com. If you guys have any other questions, K-12 awareness is also available for you at wfscapitalarea.com. Thank you so much for viewing. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more career industry focused webinars that we have. We don't want you guys to miss out. Thank you again. I appreciate you guys so much for making yourself available, and I hope you enjoyed this video.